Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny and I garden in the Zone 6B here in Southeastern Massachusetts. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel and has showed me an outpouring amount of love and appreciation for the content that I put out. We have reached 100 subscribers. Whether I reach 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 1,000,000 subscribers, who knows? I am forever thankful to everyone who comes on my channel and supports me. I am very excited. 100 subscribers is a big milestone for me because I didn't know that anyone would even care to watch my videos, and apparently a lot of you have been watching my videos, so I am super thankful, my honeys. And yes, I will continue to keep pushing out some new content, some refreshing content, hopefully. It's been a tough week for me and my personal life, so reaching that goal of 100 subscribers for me really put a smile on my face, and I am so thankful. So in this video, I will be talking about what I am growing indoors. In a previous video, if you've seen, linked above, I sowed a lot of cottage garden seedlings, and I have some updates for you all, how those seeds are doing and whether they germinated or not. Since then, I have sown quite a variety of seeds, and I am running out of space, surprisingly. I still haven't sowed my veggies for the season, my warm veggies like tomatoes, but I'm really not caring too much because I'm more interested in ornamental and flowers this season, so that's where my focus is gonna go. But I do have a whole bunch of veggies that I started, so you will all see what I have in store. I also want to show you all my indoor growing setup and how and where I am growing my seeds. I also want to start some more winter sowing containers. I have some strawberries and a couple of cottage flower seeds that I want to sow. I know maybe it's a little overboard, but like I said in my previous video, I plan to plant out all of my property, as well as I want to get some seeds in my aunt's garden. If you can hear in the background, like my previous videos, the canaries are doing their thing. I will be posting a special video coming soon about what is going on with the canaries, and I shall say it is very exciting and we have some big news. So stay tuned for my updates on my post on YouTube. This will be very cute. Like I said, my canaries' names are JJ and Gigi, and let's just say that the family has expanded. So let me take you into my growing station. It's right in back of me. And also, I know that a lot of you see all these plants in the background. I have a lot of plants in this house. A lot of plants. And if you all are interested in seeing what I am growing indoors for houseplants, let me know, because I used to have a serious obsession with indoor exotic plants, aka Hoyas, anthuriums. If you can see, there's an anthurium right here. What else? All of these are Hoyas. Like, the whole thing back there is mostly Hoyas, philodendrons, and anthuriums. So if you would like to see a video on that, let me know in the comments. All right, so this is my little growing station here. I have a rack system, and basically, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 stations that I can grow plants on, and underneath every rack there are grow lights Yes, there is a tin cookie can because when I start seeing growth in the seeds, I like to make sure that the seeds are very close to the light so that they don't stretch. And you'll see why in a few. I also have a heat mat for tough plants that kind of need that warmth to germinate. And so I'm using a lot of 72 cell trays to grow a lot of my varieties, and I plan to obviously upgrade them as the seeds germinate and get bigger. And currently I have, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I have little spare trays here and there. And usually what I like to do is get these 72 cell trays, and these new ones that I found in Job Lot are like windowsill ones, and I think that they are a lot more convenient to put at the end of the racks here, which I'm really liking the setup because I have 72 trays, then I have these little side trays in each rack. And then up here is where I do all of my work. So I have some of my soil, vermiculite. This is just like potting mix here. Some of winter sowing containers that I have already started on. And here are the containers that I plan to sow in this video. I obviously sow most of my winter sowing containers, my winter sowing projects in jugs, milk jugs, but I really recycle here, and I make sure that I use whatever containers, like these takeout containers, that I can to sow whatever seeds that I feel like are just extras and I want to try out. I take any spare containers and I just trial and error. There's nothing, you know, that you can lose from trying. So I plan to sow some strawberries, some alpine strawberries. And with these ones that I already sowed, I sowed Bachelor's Buttons mix. In my milk jugs, I sowed Red Boy and Blue Boy. But this one is a mixed one that I plan to put in the Dahlia garden. And then I sowed Alyssum Carpet of Snow. And I know that these plants are pretty much short plants. And so sowing them in containers like this is not really that big of a deal because I can transplant them out fast, especially because those kind of seeds like Alyssum and Bachelor's Buttons are cool season flowers that can handle a little bit of the frost. So by the time that they grow, I can make sure that I transplant them into the garden quick enough. All right, so let's start with the first tray here. In this tray, I have all of my peppers and eggplants. And as you can see, we are getting some growth in one variety of peppers. And for the eggplants, all of my eggplants have actually sprouted. And this year, what I'm really focusing on is making sure that I don't grow an excess of seedlings, because then I don't know what to do with the plants, and also it's too much for me to handle. And you only really need a few plants to really get a good harvest. So excess and not knowing where to put plants and stuff like that, I'm kind of avoiding this year. But as you can see, the eggplants have sprouted, and I started my eggplants and my peppers early because they take quite a long time to germinate as well as to produce eggplants and peppers. It takes quite a while, so I wanted to make sure that I got a good early start. And for the eggplants, I have Aswad eggplants. They're an Iraqi kind of eggplant that are pretty big and voluptuous. And then I have a Black Beauty, which is a good producing eggplant. And then here I have, these are jigsaw peppers that I got from Baker Creek that are kind of an ornamental pepper that have variegated foliage. So I'm very excited to put those in my containers. All right. So these are my cottage flower seeds. Some of them being the Madame Butterfly, Cherry Bronze Snapdragons, and as you can see, we have growth, honey. We are on and popping here. So I pretty much have germination in all of the cells. And with snapdragons, the cool thing about them is that when they grow and you prune them, you cut down on the seedlings, you can actually take them and stick them in the soil and they'll grow roots. So I'm not worried about having low germination in some cells because I can just add some cuttings into the other cells. The next seeds that we have are Madame Butterfly, and we have good germination for Madame Butterfly. Not too much. It's still pretty early. We're like maybe 2 weeks out, getting close to 2 weeks. So I am seeing more and more seeds pop up, and I'm looking forward to that one. So the lupine, actually, let's double check here. I sowed these on the 24th of January. So what is that? Like a week and a half? Yeah. Not good with my math, but these were sown on January 24th. Okay, the next one is lupine. I have no seedlings that are showing signs of green except for one. I don't know if you can see that, but there it is right there, right there. That one is showing some signs of growth. I did not cold stratify this lupine, and some sources say that I should, but this one said that I didn't need to, so I will see how it goes. I see one sprouting, so that's a good sign. Foxglove, pink gin, I have a few of those, as you can see. We have some green. Then we have snow thimble, foxglove. I only have 2 that have germinated so far. And then we have Dalmatian peach foxglove, and I have really good germination with Dalmatian peach. We'll move on to the next tray. So this is my next flower seed tray, and these were sold on January 21st. And as you can see, we have a lot of green, but a lot of empty spaces. So, Rudbeckia, however you say it, we do have some growth. They're starting to germinate, and this Rudbeckia is, I believe, Sahara. So I'm excited. Then we have Cherry Brandy next door, and we see some germination there. But let's go to the stalk, because the stalk, this is my first year growing stalk, and the stalk is stalking. It is stalking up these seed trays, honey. We have a lot of germination, and I can see that these are all doubles, and so you can tell with stalk is one of those few seedlings that you can tell what kind of flowers you're gonna get by the first leaves. And if the first leaves are double like that, that means that it will produce double flowers. But if you have a seedling that comes out like this, so with a joint flower, this is not a double flower. So usually people kind of get rid of them if they only want to have doubles, but that's more so for people who sell cut flowers. I do not. So I will be leaving all of my stock. And I'm excited because we have a lot of germination going on with the stock. And we'll move on to the chrysanthemum. I have no germination with the chrysanthemum just yet. But if we look next door, I have some violas, which are the Johnny Jump. And these are absolutely like one of the first to germinate. And I already thinned the seedlings. There's probably 2 seedlings in each tray. And they have taken off. And I plan to just let them grow and separate them when I get them separated into new and bigger trays. And next door we have some more Rudbeckia that has yet to germinate. This tray is the tray that is my most problematic, and it is totally my fault. As you can see, a lot of the seedlings are stretching, and these are my cabbages and my lettuces. So we have the Copenhagen early cabbage here. We have a lot of germination. Then we have Golden Acre cabbage who have sprouted. We have Chinese cabbage. We have Utah celery who has not sprouted yet. We have Toi Choy, which is a small bok choy variety. We have Chinese kale, and we have lacinato kale. Then after that, we have our broccolis. So we have the Sun King and we have Waltham. And I'm having a problem with the seedlings in this tray. One, because I didn't put a lot of soil in each tray because I was running out. And then also, the position of the light on that rack is a little wonky. So the seedlings are stretching, so I plan to move these and give them more light. I also am putting a fan, and what the fan does, it strengthens the seedlings so that way they can grow thicker rootstocks and just thicker stems, withstand the pressure of the fan running on a low speed, and give them good circulation, which is very healthy for seedlings. These are my Lysianthus, and I did not have a lot of hope when it came to Lysianthus because they are a tricky plant to germinate as well as to grow indoors, and they're pretty tiny. So even getting one was a success for me, and I actually got a few to germinate. So I think I have about 4 seedlings out of quite a few, as you can see. The tray I oversowed just to make sure that some would pop up, but I wasn't that lucky. But you know what? I have 4 of them, and so I'm going to try my luck. It's the first time growing Lysianthus, so I can expect that. Hopefully next year I can be a little bit more successful. But I think this is pretty successful. 4 sprouted for me, so they're growing well. They're already putting on different sets of leaves, and I have them in a bigger tray just so that I don't have to transplant them so quickly. And right here where there's a nail, I actually planted a apple seed that I had lying around just to see if it would sprout, but it hasn't budged just yet, but we'll see. Alright, so my next tray, I have Winged Everlasting, and I see a couple of sprouts for those. Then next door we have Baby's Breath, and like I said, in this rack, the light is a little wonky, so the seedlings are stretching, which I am going to have to fix. But I have Sweet William planted that hasn't germinated. I have Lavender that hasn't germinated. And then Feverfew Sunny Ball has germinated, as you can see. And then I have some more Feverfew, which is a more common, simple variety. that has not germinated yet. In this tray, I have Thai chilies and cuadrado peppers, some chives, serrano chili, and I have some lettuce that has sprouted. I'm not very hopeful for this tray. Like I said before, this rack is giving me a bit of problems, but also the peppers will take a while to germinate, so that'll be good and give me some time to fix the issue. This tray I sowed seeds on the 31st of January, and the only seeds to have popped up are the blue better salvia. There's green in pretty much all of the trays, which is exciting. Last but not least, I sowed all of these seeds on the 4th of February, which was pretty recent. And I sowed some sage, cauliflower, scabiosa, straw flower, and agastache. And I have obviously no germination just yet. Now that I have showed you all what has sprouted and what has not sprouted in terms of my seeds that I'm growing indoors and my setup, let's do a couple of winter sowing containers. And like I said, I have these leftover Tupperware containers that I use, and I put holes in them with my solderer tool. I don't know how to say that, and I put holes at the bottom. With these containers, you want to be sure that you check on them more frequently because they can freeze and soak with water a lot quicker because there's less volume in them, and they require a little bit of more care and just more care. Just make sure that you get into these. So yeah, I'm gonna open it up. Alright everyone, thank you so much for being here with me and seeing what I am growing, what is growing, and also sowing a few of these winter sowing containers. This is Gabriel, my red mini poodle. He is so bad. Don't be fooled by his little cuteness because he is no joke, honey, okay? He is bad to the bone. Look at him. Hi, Gabrioli. Say hi to the camera. He is bad, but he is so sweet at the same time and just so crazy. I love him. And this is Marcel, my golden doodle. He is like 80 pounds. Marcel, up, come on. Say hi to the camera. Come on, up. Good boy. He is huge and he loves his mama so much, but he has attachment issues. He is so attached to me and so jealous. Like, he wants to be on top of me 24 hours, especially if I have Mr. Gabriel. I also have two other poodles that don't really like to be held too much. They do their own thing. These are my boys. The other two are girls, and you'll see them a little bit more often. But yeah, thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you guys stick around. Please like and subscribe if you like this content that I have going on, as well as the new video that's coming up will be focused on my canaries. So stay tuned for that video, and I will continue to be making videos to show you what the progress has been with the seedlings. Thank you again. Bye. I hope you have a blessed week.